Welcome back, guys. So this week I'm not teaching you any new strategies. We're still going to use line breaks, we're still going to try out stanzas, and we're still going to use all that amazing language that we've been talking about these last 2 weeks. But every day this week we're going to focus on a different type of poem. And today we're talking colors. So what is your favorite color? Let's start by looking at a color poem. Green. Green is the color of spring. Green is renewal. Green is the color of envy. Green is a new crayon. Green tastes like a crisp apple. Green smells like fresh cut grass. Green sounds like a croaking frog. Green feels like soft velvety moss. Green looks like shiny emeralds. Green makes me go. Green is my favorite color. By Rizzo. All right, what I want you to do is to pause the video, reread this poem, and think to yourself, what do you notice? Is this poem organized in a certain way? Do you see any patterns? What's happening in this poem that's going to help us as we write our own poem? All right, so let's take a look at this poem a little bit closer. The first thing that I noticed when I studied this poem were the first 4 lines, and how they start with the color and then the word is. And that's exactly how we're going to start with our poems. The color and then what it is. For example, green is the color of spring. Yeah, absolutely. Look around you. All this green grass that's popping up now that spring is hit, the flowers that are starting to bloom and those green stems. This line kind of ties in with the first line because spring is kind of a time for renewal, for new things to pop up. Green is also the color of envy. That's a saying. I'm green with envy. And then green is a new crayon. So today as you write, you'll be thinking about your color and what it is. I mean, let's even think about the color yellow, for example. Yellow is the sunlight. Yellow is gold. Yellow is the color of happiness. Yellow is a new marker, something like that. You're going to see this more as I explain my poem. Then we move on to these next 5 lines. And the thing that I notice about these lines is that they include one of the 5 senses. So here, you really have to think about the 5 senses and how they relate to your color. And that can be kind of tricky because how many of you have ever thought about your favorite color in terms of how it tastes or smells or feels? But again, when you look at this, it's very true. Green it tastes like this crisp apple. It smells like fresh cut grass. All of these things really make sense when you think about it. Let's go back to our color example of yellow. You know, what is something that is yellow that we can describe as taste? I'm looking at a banana right now. I could say yellow tastes like a ripe banana. Or smells. Yellow smells like a hard candy. I'm thinking of like a hard candy that has a yellow color to it. What about looks? What does the color yellow look like? I'm thinking about the sun. Yellow looks like the bright sun. The other thing that I want to point out about these 5 lines is the use of adjectives here. Look at that: crisp, fresh cut, croaking, soft, velvety, shiny. So not only are you using the 5 senses, but you're going to describe each of these nouns with some amazing adjective. And then our last 2 lines, I notice that it's green makes me do something or makes me feel something. And then you're going to end your poem with that it's your favorite color. Here's the first thing I did before I actually started writing my poem. I created a plan or a brain dump, and what I did was I created categories for everything that we noticed in that poem, like the look, the sound, the smell, the feel, the taste, places, and experiences and feelings. And then I thought about my color. By the way, I chose the color blue. And I started to list all the things that I could think of for that particular category. So for example, look, when I think about what things look like that are blue, I think of the sky and jeans and Rizzo's eyes. When I think of the sound that I hear when I think of the color blue, I immediately thought of the ocean or a trickle of water. Smell, taffy and blueberries, of course. Mr. Sketch markers, blue glazed donut. In fact, I just had a donut from Hertz that I think is their Cookie Monster donut, and it's just covered in this bright blue icing. So immediately when I think of that, I can smell donuts. Feel, I always think of this cozy blanket that I have. So blue to me feels like this cozy blanket that is of course blue. Taste, when I think of taste, I think of blueberries and cotton candy. And the places that I think of when I think about the color blue are a calm lake. And then I also included a category for experiences or feelings, the things that I feel when I think of my color. And for me, blue is a very calm and quiet color versus the color red, which is very bright and vivid and loud to me. What I did then was I started with my poem. Here's the start of my poem. Again, I made sure that I pulled up the poetry form that we're going to be using today, so I made sure that every single line in my poem met that format. You can print that out or you can just have it up on your screen as you write. And so here's the start of my poem. Blue is the color of the sky. Blue is quiet. Blue is the color of Rizzo's eyes. Blue is a Mr. Sketch marker. Again, I'm following that format. Blue is for the first 4 lines. And all of these ideas came from my list here. Our next lines were where we got into the 5 senses. So blue tastes like a blueberry came from my list. Blue smells like, and so if I go to my list here, I actually think I'm going to use this one, the blue glazed donut. All right, and then I'm going to continue following the format of today's poem. Today as you write, again, make sure that you pull up that format, you use it to help you and guide you as you write your poem. I'm also going to finish my poem and that will be part of a PDF, so if you'd like to just take a peek at my finished product, you're more than welcome to do so. All right, guys, today we're working on color poems. Choose your favorite color, follow the format, and good luck. We can't wait to see what you come up with. So we're not done just yet. I love when I get to share poetry written by our own 4th graders, so I have a poem to share with you today. It's called Cake. I make the cake. I bake the cake. It gets bigger, bigger, bigger. Ding! The cake is done. I eat the cake. It gets smaller, 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 gone. And that's by Sophie McGowan. Awesome job, Sophie. It sounds like you had fun writing this poem and it was super fun to read. Hope you guys enjoyed that. Bye.